Hello my friends, Jake Andrews here. Welcome back to my channel, Jake Andrews Music. Blues, rock, guitar lessons coming at ya. Today, I want to talk about the greatest blues, R&B, rock and roll, instrumental ever recorded, in my opinion. And that is, of course, Green Onions by the legendary Memphis group, Booker T and the MGs. Even now in 2025, there is nothing cooler than cruising down the street with your windows down and absolutely blasting this song. As the young folks say, this is an absolute banger. When that intro B3 organ riff starts playing, it just hits different. This legendary song has been covered countless times by countless artists. You've heard it used countless times in movie soundtracks through the years.
Oh, no!
And it absolutely still holds up to this day as one of the coolest grooves ever in modern music. And especially I think anyone who grew up during the era when it was released most likely feels the same way. So I want to talk about the history of the song and its impact and legacy. And then I'm going to show you how to play it on guitar. It's a badass groove that has inspired numerous other songs, but it's not really too difficult to play on guitar, and it's a great lesson for those of you that are just starting out and getting into blues guitar especially. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Now, Green Onions is an instrumental song recorded in 1962 by Booker T and the MGs. And it's described as one of the most popular instrumental rock and soul songs ever, and as one of the most popular R&B instrumentals of its era. It's really just a 12-bar blues in the key of F minor, and it heavily features the main Hammond organ riff played by Booker T. Jones, who was only 17 years old when he wrote and recorded it. However, the actual recording was mostly improvised in the studio. It was recorded at the legendary Stax Records studio in Memphis, Tennessee. This label was infamous for its massive influence on soul, funk, blues, and gospel music. Countless hit records were recorded there throughout the 60s and 70s. The label was founded in the late 50s by Jim Stewart and Estelle Axton. What became known as Southern soul music was the undeniable sound of Stax. Now, in June of 1962, the house band at Stax Records consisted of Booker T. Jones on keys, Steve Cropper on guitar, Al Jackson on drums, and Louis Steinberg on bass. Legendary bassist Duck Dunn wouldn't join the band for another 3 years. So the story goes that the guys were jamming in the studio one day when the singer they were supposed to be recording with never showed up for the session. Booker T started playing around on the piano with a groove that he had been performing in Memphis clubs. The rest of the guys fell in on the groove, and unbeknownst to them, Jim Stewart was at the console recording their jam. And they seemed surprised that he would want to record just their instrumental track. It was really just a blues jam. The resulting song was titled Behave Yourself, and Jim Stewart thought it would be cool to release as a single. But they were going to need a B-side track to release along with it. Booker T had another riff that he had recently come up with, and this time, instead of playing it on piano, he started messing around with it on the Hammond organ. Once again, the rest of the guys got into the groove and started playing their parts. Jim Stewart hit record, and that was it. It was really just a one-off jam while the band was hanging around waiting for the other artists to show up. So after recording this, Steve Cropper thought it might be cool to press this as a record. He went over to meet with his friend Scotty Moore, the legendary Memphis guitarist with Elvis Presley. I met Scotty as a kid, and my father was friends with him as well. So Scotty was still helping run Sun Records at the time. They pressed the recording into a 45 single, and then Cropper took the record over to a Memphis DJ friend to check it out. Apparently the DJ loved it so much, after just hearing a few bars, he played it live on the air right then and there 4 times in a row. Cropper saw the red recording light on and he was like, "Man, are you playing this live already? You barely heard it." The station was so overwhelmed immediately with calls coming in asking what this song was and who was performing it. The band realized that they needed to quickly come up with a name for themselves, and they decided on Booker T and the MGs. The song itself still did not have a title either. Originally, they were going to call it Funky Onions, but everybody realized that might be a bit of a turnoff, so they decided to call it Green Onions instead. Apparently, there was a super funky cat that hung around Memphis who was known as Green Onions. Booker T was also quoted as saying that Funky Onions was a bit too low class, so they changed the title to Green Onions instead. So the label released the song the following month in July of 1962. You see how quickly things moved back then? They recorded it and released it a few weeks later. And it quickly became a smash hit. It entered the Billboard Hot 100 in August of 1962, and it peaked at number 3 in September of that year. It went to number 1 on the R&B singles charts as well. Interestingly, it became a hit once again in 1979 and 1980 in the UK after it was used in the film Quadrophenia. Booker T and the MGs released a follow-up to Green Onions called Mo Onions later in 1962. And Sonny Boy Williamson's 1963 recording called Help Me was based on Green Onions and features almost the exact same bass line as Green Onions.
You got to help me. I can't do it all by myself. You got to help me, baby. I can't do it all by myself. You know, if you don't help me, darling, I'll have to find myself somebody else.
Green Onions was ranked number 181 by Rolling Stone magazine on its original list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. And it was the only instrumental song on this list. In 1999, Green Onions was given a Grammy Hall of Fame award. It was inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame in 2018. And it was voted number 5 in the all-time top 100 singles from the all-time top 1,000 albums review. The song was called an incredible, unrepeatable piece of music, copied by millions, but never remotely challenged. And I would have to agree. So there you go, the history and legacy of one of the coolest, baddest instrumental songs ever. And Booker T. Jones is still out there performing this song to this day. In fact, I just saw him here recently in Austin. Check this out right here, y'all. All right, everybody, let's knock this out and learn it. You're going to be well on your way to playing along with the coolest rock and roll instrumental of all time. So, as I mentioned, the song is in the key of F, F minor, and we're finding our low root note down here, F. And it is simply a 1-4-5, 12-bar blues song, really. So, 1-4-5 in the key of F. F, A sharp, B flat, and C, or F, B flat, C. Okay, if I play my first position minor pentatonic right here, and then at B flat, and then at C. And that's really it. We're going to be playing in those positions. Now, what Steve Cropper is actually playing is deceptively simple, okay? So I'm going to show you what he's playing, and then I'm going to show you an addition that I like to play that I feel really fills it out, especially on guitar. Okay, so, of course, the intro comes in on the B3, Booker T, just him, and it's 4 bars of just the B3. Right? And then the band falls in for the first verse. There are 8 verses to the song, plus the intro and the outro. The intro and the outro are just holding on the 1, on the F. All right? So Hammond comes in, and then when the band comes in, Steve Cropper plays the first verse like this. He hits these double stops, and he pulls off from the F back to the flat 7, which is E flat. And so he's kind of getting these double stops, and he's pulling off mainly to that note. And so it sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So 4 bars there. Come up to B flat minor. Same thing here. So you see I'm on the 4th, really strumming the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2 bars there, and back here for 2 bars. 2, 3, 4. So getting that pull off is important. Really, I'm getting those strings here, but when I pull off, really just that one note there on the 4th string is ringing out. 2, 3, 4. Of course, as well, tone-wise, you can hear there's a lot of reverb on it, and it gives it that cool sound. It fills it out as well. All right, so 4 bars of that riff here, 2 bars here on the B flat. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and back here 2 bars. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Up to C minor, 1 bar. 2, 3, 4. B flat. 2, 3, 4, and then twice back here on F, the 1. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's that intro verse, and that's the timing there. Okay. It comes in on the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's it, okay? Then Steve switches over to this bass line pattern. He's really just doubling up what the bass is doing. And it's very simple. It's just right there. Look, those notes like in your first position minor pentatonic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Once again, 4 rounds here, 2 rounds on the 4, and you could play it up here, and you could play the 5 here. But the way Cropper's playing it, and frankly much easier, is just to drop down here to the 4, and then up here to the 5. So once again, I'm playing off of the F, B flat, and C root notes. And here we go. Okay, so that was the second full verse. Third verse, same thing again, do it all again, and then that brings us up to the solo, which we're about to do. Now, before we do that though, I want to show you what I like to throw in. It's more following the organ part, okay? And if you're just playing this on your own, it's going to sound cool to throw this in, because otherwise, what Steve Cropper's actually playing is pretty sparse, okay? So if we get down here and we use these double stops on the third and second string, we can get the sound of what Booker T is playing. So it's same timing as, but I'm going to get it here. So as I said, Steve Cropper's not actually playing this, but it would be a lot cooler if you did. Third and second strings, not the fourth strings. All right, once again, 4 rounds. Here we go. Now this could be, you could play this on the intro, the 4 bars of the intro, and you could alternate it with this bass line verse as well. All right? That's what I do when I play it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to B flat. And then you could go back to, just alternate those parts, okay? Now, one step further, if you can do it timing wise, I like to add this to it. So come back here, da da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then start it over. So that fills it out even more. It sounds really cool like this. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice timing wise, that last quick double stop, I'm getting it as an up strum and cutting it off. So everything else could be down strokes, but that last one you want to get as an upstroke and kind of cut it off. Now you don't have to do all downstrokes. Actually, when I'm playing it, I'm going down, down, up. So I'm going down, down, up, and then down, down, up. That's how I'm playing it. Same rhythm I'm doing here. All right? And there as well. If you want to fill it out even a little more when you're playing on your own, it sounds great to come back to this note and actually take the lick to that note. That's not on the original, but it sounds great too. So those are our parts so far, and we'll back it up and play it all together here in a bit. That brings us up to Steve Cropper's solo. Very sparse, very tasteful, Very cool, very recognizable. Got all that reverb on there, so cool. So Cropper comes in on this third string. We're in the first box and he just goes an up, down, bend, and back here. And you'll hear he comes in late. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then he's gonna drop down here. Okay, just getting that double stop there. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, real simple little pieces. Second string, ring finger, we're gonna slide into the second box. So after he slides in, then he goes, just a real simple root note, first string, bend, and kind of barely comes back to that. That's our lick. So 2, 3, 2, 3. Back here. Once again, real simple. Double stops, first and second. Third string up, down. And then double stops on the third and second string. Right? Up to the root note, fourth string. Da, da. Da, da. And then he does this. So double stops, and then he does this. So double stops on the third and second, and he kind of barely pulls off the third string. So this is what we have so far. 1, 2, 3. Da, da. 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 So now we're on the 5 chord change, and he does this. Da, da. Da, da. So these 4 more pieces, these 4 licks. So we're on the 5, and he does bend, first and second string, bend. Da, and cut it off. Da, da. Okay, so that's a da, da, and then it's a pull off. Da, da. Finally, he throws in this major third, which shouldn't work, but he throws it in there. See, I'm hammering first and middle finger on the third string. And that is the end of that first verse of the solo. All right, so let's play all this again. 1, 2, 3. Da, da. 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 Ba, ba. Ba, ba. All right, now that brings us up to the second verse of his solo, and this is real simple. He plays the same lick the whole time, and it's simply first and second string double stops, and then third string up, down, back. That's the whole lick. We're gonna do it just like our rhythm, 4 times here, twice here, twice here, once on the 5, C minor, once on the 4, B flat, and then twice back at F. And it sounds like this. Da, da. Da, da. Da, da. Do, da. 2, 3. 2, 3. Da, da. Da, da. Da, da. And then at that point, Cropper switches back to, and you could do that or the. Okay, so that is the solo. Let's play it all together now one more time, shall we? All right, so we're coming into that verse and Cropper starts late. 1, 2, 3. Da, da. Da, da. Here we go. And then we can fall into and do another whole verse. And then I switch back to this last verse here. Now we're on the final outro, and it's about 10 bars before it fades out, but it's just holding on the F, holding on the 1. And so Booker T goes into that same intro organ part again, and Cropper falls in with this. So simple lick, 3rd string, up, down, bend, and pull off. And then he's getting these same double stops here, 3rd and 2nd string, doing a pull off. So 2, 3, da, da. And then he does almost the same thing as that. And then add that in between each of these licks. Go to the slide, that same 1, 2, 3, and add this. Finally jump up here to a high F, get that 2nd and 1st string double stop twice, and add this. And then once again up in this box, bend the 3rd string to that double stop, and that's it. And at that point, the song is already faded out. So let's do all that again. Booker T comes in with, okay, and right there at the beginning, 2, 3, da, da. Da, da. Da, da. And that's it. That's the end of the song. It's already faded out. So there you go, my friends. These are all the parts that Cropper is actually playing. And then, as I mentioned, you can add those little embellishments to make it sound even cooler, especially when you're just playing by yourself on guitar. So I like to come in right off the bat with Booker T. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the verse actually starts there. Have fun with this, mess around, and of course it's pretty simple, so feel free to improvise in F minor over this song as well. There are a lot of backing tracks. You can play along with the original. All right, great job. Now I would also like to mention some of my instructional courses that are available right now. I have a course called the Ultimate Freddie King Instrumentals course. This course teaches you note for note Freddie King's earliest instrumental recordings, his most influential stuff, the Hideaway album. It's amazing, and the phrasing that he uses is so unique and invaluable. And there's nothing like learning the actual songs and licks from the masters to try to start to integrate that timing and phrasing and those licks into your playing. Freddie King was a master of major and minor hybrid playing, and that really comes out in his sound. So look into that, my Freddie King Ultimate Instrumentals course. And my other newest course is called 7-Day Blues Guitarist. In this course, we really start at the beginning and we lay the foundation for starting to improvise your own blues lead guitar playing. We learn 5 unique blues verses and numerous concepts along the way, like playing over chord changes, rhythm, blues chords, funkier chords, double stops, bending. Everything is contained within this to get you on the road to start playing real blues lead guitar playing. So look into these 2 courses to augment the videos on this channel, and I think you're really going to be pleased. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me in this cool history lesson and guitar lesson. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree also that this is one of the coolest instrumental tracks ever recorded. If not, let me know what you think is. Leave the video a like, leave me some comments, some questions, and as always, please subscribe to the channel if you are not already. Hit the bell icon so you can get notifications whenever I release a new video just like this one. And my friends, I will see you next time around. Peace and love, mis amigos.